Luigi Mangione attorneys seek dismissal of state murder case. Defense attorneys for alleged CEO killer Luigi Mangione said in a new court filing that the murder indictment a state grand jury returned against him should be dismissed due to double jeopardy and other alleged violations. But yeah, now we are in a point where they are straight up saying these charges need to be dismissed. So this is a huge development.
Hey, it's Jordan. I am in Flint, Michigan, East Palestine, Ohio, Tumwa, Iowa. Please support the only independent outlet on the ground covering what the corporate media covers up.
What's up, everybody? Ron Placone here reporting for Status Coup. We have another update on Luigi Mangione. I'm going to get right to it, and then we'll tell you how we got here. Check it out. Let me make it bigger for you. Luigi Mangione's attorneys seek dismissal of New York first-degree murder terrorism charges. This is from CBS News. Luigi Mangione's defense team wants at least 2 counts against him in the New York State indictment thrown out. His attorneys filed a motion that includes photos of Mangione's arrest at a Pennsylvania McDonald's. Attorney Karen Elnifio alleges evidence was illegally obtained, that terrorism charges don't apply, and the concurrent state and federal prosecution violate the double jeopardy clause. All right, so if you're not sure what got us to this point, feel free to revisit the last short video we did on Luigi Mangione, where it has been revealed that the prosecution's paralegal illegally listened to a phone call that Luigi Mangione had with his defense attorney. And the person listened to the entire call. They accidentally stumbled upon it. Somehow they stumbled upon a phone call. I don't know how you do that. Still wondering, but they did that. And then they listened to the whole thing. They accidentally listened to the whole thing. It's quite, and again, check out our last video if you haven't watched it yet. It goes into the full occurrence there. And if you believe that excuse, boy, I bet you believe Epstein didn't kill himself. I bet you believe that there are no questions about what happened with JFK, and the official story is all there is. Yeah, that's quite a story. That's what. Oh, stumbled upon a phone call. Happened to listen to the whole thing. So here's the latest update. So let's dive into. Here's another headline from ABC. This is the way ABC is putting it, and then we're going to get to the legislation. It's or not the legislation, but we're going to get to the piece itself here. Luigi Mangione attorneys seek dismissal of state murder case. Defense attorneys for alleged CEO killer Luigi Mangione said in a new court filing that the murder indictment a state grand jury returned against him should be dismissed due to double jeopardy and other alleged violations. The indictment should be dismissed because concurrent state and federal prosecutions violate the double jeopardy clause, the 14th Amendment's due process clause, and Mr. Mangione's constitutional rights against self-incrimination, to meaningfully defend himself to a fair and impartial jury, and to the effective assistance of counsel, defense attorneys wrote. So there's been a whole swath of things here. And you know, some of the big ones, he was not read his Miranda rights. So the whole search and seizure that happened to him at that Altoona McDonald's was not legal. So that's a big thing right there. But let's go to the piece itself. We have the piece itself. It has been published online. So we're going to go and we're just going to read from some of it directly. I'm not an attorney, by the way. Y'all know that. But yeah, we're just going to do the legalese, and we're just going to go through some of it. We're not going to go through all of it because it is 57 pages. So I'm not going to read all 57 pages to you, but we'll kind of get the meat here in the intro. So here is the notice. This is the notice of motion, and I guess it's going up to the Supreme Court of the state of New York. Luigi Mangione, the defendant, please take notice that upon the annexed affirmation of Karen Friedman Elnifio, Esquire, sworn and affirmed to on April 30th, 2025, upon the indictment, the limited grand jury transcripts that have been disclosed to the defense, supporting papers, discovery received thus far, and all proceedings herein, defendant Luigi Mangione will move this court for the following orders. Number 1. Suppressing Mr. Mangione's statements to law enforcement as officers failed to provide him with Miranda warnings in violation of his Fifth Amendment rights. So basically, you have to read the Miranda rights to people in different contexts. Sometimes when you're a police officer, you have to give Miranda rights. If you are, let's say, a debt collector on the phone or something like that, you need to read someone their Miranda rights in certain states and under certain circumstances. I don't know all the rules, but basically Miranda rights, if you don't give that to somebody and read that to somebody, that's a huge violation. And it's been known for a long time that the cops in Altoona didn't do that. All right, so number 2, suppressing the evidence seized at the time of his arrest because law enforcement conducted a warrantless search of Mr. Mangione's backpack in violation of his Fourth Amendment rights after he was already handcuffed and surrounded by 10 police officers. Keep in mind, the Fourth Amendment is something they're messing with a lot right now, folks. Keep in mind, we showed you that video, the last stream I did on Tuesday for Status Coup in Michigan, where the cops just kicked in the doors of some pro-Palestinian protesters. Gross violation of their Fourth Amendment rights. They just kicked in the doors. They seized spray paint. They had no business being there, no warrant. They just kicked down the door. That's a gross violation of Fourth Amendment rights. So we're living in an era where Fourth Amendment rights are being violated in a very, very barbaric way. So number 3, precluding the district attorney's office from eliciting lay non-eyewitness identification testimony at trial. So that one's interesting. I'm not sure specifically what that refers to, but they didn't lay non-eyewitness identification testimony at trial. So I guess some people claiming maybe it wasn't him or maybe it doesn't match, and they're not allowing that, or they're not allowing any illicit for that. They're basically saying, oh no, it's for sure him, and we're not going to ask anybody else. Number 4, dismissing the indictment's terrorism-related counts. Counts 1 and 2, as the grand jury evidence failed to establish the required element that Mr. Mangione intended to intimidate or coerce a civilian population, influence the policies of a unit of government by intimidation or coercion, or affect the conduct of a unit of government by murder, assassination, or kidnapping. Yeah, we've been through this a bunch of times. The terrorism charges are absolutely absurd. As we mentioned in the prior video, it would completely redefine what terrorism means in the United States and under United States law. And this is in a moment where the powers that be are blatantly trying to get even more authoritarian than they already are. And number 5 here, dismissing the indictment because concurrent state and federal prosecutions violate the double jeopardy clause, which is not related to the game show, the 14th Amendment due process clause, and Mr. Mangione's constitutional rights against self-incrimination to meaningfully defend himself to a fair and impartial jury and to the effective assistance of counsel. And number 6, granting such other relief as the court deems appropriate. Please take further notice that defendant Luigi Mangione reserves the right to file such additional motions as may be necessitated by additional discovery provided by the district's attorney office, the court's decision on this motion, or by further developments which, even by the exercise of due diligence, the defendants could not now be aware of. And then it's signed by his defense attorney. Side note here, totally unrelated. I'm pretty sure when it comes to legal documents, they just use really confusing verbiage on purpose. They're like, what's the way that we could write this to the point where it's still technically English, but we bend every rule in the language we possibly can? And they go, well, let's just push our luck because American English especially is changing every second. The rules change every 3 seconds. They just changed right now. Well, I was saying this. So we can really take a lot of liberties. It's written confusing on purpose. And that's in every context. All legal documents are just written in an incredibly confusing manner. And there's no reason why they can't just be more straightforward. Because if they were, lay people would be, wait a second, way more often. And powers that be don't like that. Look, lawyers, attorneys, they want their services needed. So if we made these documents too simple, let me tell you. But yeah, now we are in a point where they are straight up saying these charges need to be dismissed. So this is a huge, huge development. The top prosecutor is gone, which, of course, we covered that in our last video. The top prosecutor, he's gone now. He was recused from the case. So he's out. So this was a big violation. And now they're saying this needs to be dismissed. And they're just going into all the treasure trove of violations that have already been committed thus far. In many ways, this paralegal illegally listening to that phone call, that was the cherry on top of the illegal actions that should get this case dismissed Sunday. So we're going to see what happens here. And also we talked about all the weirdness going on in the last video, that they decided it was going to be the death penalty within months. Usually it takes about a year for them to deliberate something like that. They decided it pretty much immediately. Hey, this guy's getting the death penalty. They're calling it terrorism. It does not fit that description at all. So now his defense is fighting back, and they got some ammunition. It does appear, at least as of now and as of the recording of this, it does look like his defense is really going to the mat. And that's, at the very least, whether you think Luigi Mangione is guilty or not, or whether you think he was justified or not, whatever you think about it, at least things are going to be set up for a fair trial where they're kind of going to go toe to toe here. So at least, regardless of how you feel one way or another, I'd imagine you at least want to see the wheels of justice turn in a just way, and not just the powerful get whatever they want here. Because again, if you're like me, you're not even convinced he's the guy. It's just my personal opinion, but I'm not even convinced he's the guy. So that's another breaking update here in the Luigi Mangione case. Things are gonna change pretty fast. I have a feeling I'm gonna be back, because as you know, Jordan Cheriton is taking a little bit of time with his new baby. And again, congratulations to Jordan and his family that has just expanded by one. They made another person over at the Cheriton household. Very happy for them, welcoming the new baby into the world. So breaking update, we'll stay on top of this. And of course, before we get out of here, I will mention real quick, it's ironic that I've been talking about healthcare stories a lot today, because as of the recording of this today, tickets went on sale for my Play termination fee. My Play termination fee will be part of the Hollywood Fringe Festival. It is going on throughout June. Our shows are on June 8th, 16th, 21st, 24th, and 29th. You can get tickets and all information at my website, ronplacone.com. Also, some other announcements. Seattle. If you're in Seattle, I'm coming at you May 23rd. Tickets and information available at ronplacone.com. And finally, if you're not in Seattle or Los Angeles, guess what else you can check out? Whether you're in those places or anywhere else, you can check out my movie Left at Wall. My movie Left at Wall is out now. It is called Left at Wall. It is a quirky indie comedy that calls out the Wall Street machine. By the way, termination fee calls out the healthcare machine. That's why I said it was ironic, because I have a play about the healthcare system. But Left at Wall calls out the Wall Street machine. You can get it now on Apple TV. You can get it on YouTube. You can get it right here on YouTube. You can rent it on YouTube. You can get it on Google Play, Xbox, Amazon, on demand. It's Hoopla. It's all kinds of places. If you're not sure where to get it, you can just go to my website, ronplacone.com, and there's a Left at Wall section that shows you all the places it's available. If you can't get it in your country because of territory issues, email me, and we'll try to get that sorted. I'll reach out to the distributor if I need to, and there should be a way for you to get the movie. But yes, all right, we are staying on this beat, and this is Ron Placone for Status Coup, signing out.